be honest here. I personally want gender-neutral bathrooms, but it's for very selfish reasons. I want gender-neutral bathrooms because I'm tired of going to themed restaurants trying to decipher the hieroglyphics to see which one matches my junk. You ever been caught in that trap? Like, am I a chicken or am I a chicken with a mohawk? What are we doing here? Am I a peach or am I a banana? Why is that an option? I'm pretty sure I'm a banana, but it's peeled. Is that just for circumcised dudes or can anyone?
It's time for some realness. Everything else on TV is terrible, except for this. This is Laughs. Hi, welcome to Laughs. I'm your host, Taylor Tomlinson, and we have traveled coast to coast to find you the best stand-up comics in the country. You want to see them? Okay, roll tape.
No, you know what? You got to be confident, though. You have to be confident. I realized something about myself. As long as I'm the skinniest bitch in my family, I don't really give a damn what the world got to say. I don't care what nobody got to say. Okay? I don't care what nobody got to say. My joy comes from going to family reunions in the South and having them ask me how I keep such a cute little, sexy little LA body. So I can let them know, you know? I eat my pulled pork sandwiches earlier in the day. Not right before I go to sleep like they do. It's called discipline. I don't know why. None of them got discipline. None of them got it. None of my aunts got ankles. They all just got two long legs. They got cankles. Cankle having ass broads. Jealous of me because I got ankles. Or you just think you cute, huh? Because you can wear ankle socks, ankle boots. Because you can wear capri pants. You think you better than me? You know, and I tell them, no, I love you. I don't think I'm better than you. I just think I can stand up a little bit longer than you. That's like science. It's just science. My parents are not going to love that.
Cell phones are a great indicator whether you reached adulthood or not. Seriously, you're still a kid if you look at your phone and go, 50 missed calls. Look who's Mr. Popular. You're an adult if you look down at the same cell phone and you're like, 50 missed calls. Shoot. I screwed the pooch real hard. I do not know 15 people. It's just one person getting angrier and angrier and angrier. Being an adult sucks so bad in so many ways, doesn't it? Like a knock at the door as a kid, someone wanted to play with you. Now isn't a knock at the door absolutely horrifically terrifying? Right? You're just sitting there. Oh my God, the Nazis are back. Everyone to the attic, please. Yeah, you're never opening the door for a compliment. It's never like, your pajamas in the 3 p.m. sun look marvelous. It's always like, get your car off my lawn. And you're like, you try to start it. You know, that back and forth, that never goes, you know what I'm saying? You're never, like, it's never like the weird old days where someone's like, can I borrow a cup of sugar? Which nobody would know what to do. I'd be like, what is this freak up to? Like, how does this even work? You know, like, do you have the cup? Did you bring it with you physically? Like, do I have the cup? Is this a cocaine reference? That is a lot of cocaine.
This is how I know I get too high. I caught myself squinting at the television after I've been watching this movie for like 30 minutes. And I was like, why am I squinting? My glasses are on. It's because I was watching it minimized in the guide channel. For 30 minutes. It's 30 minutes of my life I'm never getting back, ever. I gotta change my life. I wanna be rich too. I wanna be rich. Like, to me, rich is debt-free, bills paid. That's all I want. Like, right? Like, if my wife were to be like, Pauly, what do you want from me sexually to do to you that would get you off? I'd be like, baby, I just want you and another woman to lend me 10 grand. That would be so hot if you did that. It'd be so hot. I just want to be the kind of rich to where I'm not afraid to answer a phone call from a number I don't know. Like, I just want that in my life. Like, oh, let's find out who's calling from Chicago this time.
I was in the gym and I was on the treadmill, kind of slightly walking, and I fell off. Okay, but I got up real fast and I ran to another section to make it seem like I was circuit training. Like I was just like they won't, nobody'll know. So I was like, let me just pick up the first thing that I see, which was paper towels, and I was like, oh, I can't play that off. So I just picked up a weight and I just started doing like this, which is bad form, So I just kind of doing like this the whole time. And then this dude starts pointing at me. So then I really started getting into it and I was like, yeah, I see you. Like, I see you looking at me. And then I was like, And he was like, hey, ma'am, your leg is bleeding. Oh. I was like, oh. He was like, I just saw you fall. Like, I just saw it. Like, you're not gonna play that off. Like, you're not slick. Like, what are you doing? So what I thought was a look of attraction was one of concern.
I'm happy to be doing comedy. I've worked a lot of bad jobs in the past. One of the worst jobs I ever worked was I worked for my family. Has anybody ever done that? No one's worked for my dad? That's weird. Second worst job I ever worked was I worked at Macy's, the department store. It was brutal. Worst part about that job was getting the job. It was a group interview. Didn't even know they existed until I was on one. I walked in and they were like, Kevin? And I'm like, yeah, that's me. They're like, we're gonna interview you and the other candidate up for the job at the same time. I felt like Eminem and 8 Mile. I'm like, I don't care who it is. Mom spaghetti. They're like, it's gonna be you and Greg. I look over, Greg's just a better version of me. That's all he is. Greg's wearing a full suit, a tie, and carrying a briefcase to a job that requires us to fold clothes. And the guy's like, before we get started, does anybody have any questions? I was like, yeah, what the hell does Greg have in the briefcase? Did he bring folded samples from home? Is that what's in the briefcase? Is there V-necks in there, Greg? You lunatic. But I was in college, I needed a job, so I'm like, all right, man, let's do this, let's go. So he sits us down in this tiny little room, and it's Greg and it's me. And he goes, okay, Greg, first question, name 3 things about yourself. And Greg, being the douchebag that he is like, I'm smart, I'm hardworking, and I'm a fast learner. And he goes, okay, Kevin, same question. I was like, I don't know what Greg just said. It's not fair you asked him the questions first, and he stole all the good answers. This kept happening. I was doing terrible. So finally, I'm like, you know what? Forget Macy's. Forget this job. Screw Greg. I just checked out mentally. I pulled out my phone and I went on Facebook. And then he goes, okay, last question, Kevin. And I was like, oh, no. This is my time to shine. I'm going to get the good answers. Screw Greg. This job's mine. And he goes, what is your biggest weakness? I was like, I don't know, Greg. I still got the job, though, because like, my dad was the one interviewing us. So still.
You know what I had to do today? I bet you young bitches didn't have to do today. I had to pluck my eyebrows out of my chin. The work involved, the time, the money. It's money. The money. I go to the spas. You gotta go to them stupid spas. And I called the spa the other day to make an appointment. That son of a bitch recognized my voice, told me I had to come in a day ahead of time to get an estimate. How embarrassing is that guy walking around your butt with a mirror going, you got rust right there. Right there. See, I told you to go with the sealant last time. And I got it all done. I got it all done last week. Got the sandblasting and the spackle. Ever get your asses speckled, young bitches? No. Then I got that bikini wax. Oh, that's some bull too. You young bitches don't need that. You're young. You got that V. I'm old. I have a W. I call it my George W. Bush. I call it that because it screwed the whole country.
That was just the first part. We have so many more laughs coming up. Stick around. We'll be right back.
One of the first jobs I had was I was at this corporate company, and I was only one of 2 Indian people in the entire company, and they kept confusing both of us, like all the time. And the thing is, we don't even look alike. Like, I'm 5'7" and I have a beard, and the other guy is a woman.
Welcome back to Laughs. We have our best comics on tonight's show. Like, why am I even talking right now? Let's just get to it. Here they are.
Just had a birthday. I turned 33 years old. I don't look 33. I look like a fat high school football player. I could be on Friday Night Lights. I could play that chubby lineman that hangs out with all the hot cheerleaders but can't get a prom date. He's as comfortable in the end zone as he is the friend zone. NBC plots. I wasn't a jock in high school. The only sport I played in high school was choir. Yeah, I was obsessed with choir. I went to choir camp. Twice. It was amazing. Oh, man. My senior year, I made the Texas All-State Choir. That's right, I'm a champion. They gave me this huge circular patch to put on the back of my Letterman jacket. Oh, pimp. Even got me laid 0 times.
I was kind of a late bloomer sexually. I lost my virginity at the age of 25. Very cool, very cool. And what I discovered is that after you turn 21, women treat your virginity like you're a starving African child with a very hands-off approach. They're like, oh my God, Jeff, that's terrible, that's tragic. Somebody should do something. Not me, though, not my problem. I'll pray for you.
You guys have the Netflix? I love Netflix. I do feel they've gotten a bit carried away with the specificity of their genres. Some of you know what I'm talking about, because Netflix started out very basic with the genres. It's just like comedy, drama, action. And then they were like, no, that's a little vague. Let's throw in an adjective. Raunchy comedy, heartfelt drama, action thriller. And then whoever was in charge of the genres at Netflix just went crazy or something. Because now you go on there, and these are actual genres you see. Stuff like witty dramas about marriage, and romantic foreign opposite attract movies, and visually striking gritty crime films. I don't remember these categories at Blockbuster. Any day, you're just gonna go on, they'll be just even worse now. It'll just be like, live action anime with goofy things. Turn of the century homoerotic vampire film noir. Family-friendly erotica with a strong albino lead.
As you can see, we only brought out the pros tonight. You are welcome. Laughs will be right back.
People love to throw out numbers. They're like, yeah, but what about black on black crime? And it's like, did you know that's not a thing? Did you know it was just called crime? Know that? Like, they're like, but the numbers. I'm like, yeah, every race is killed by people of their own race. You know why? Because that's who you're around. Like, the chances of me getting murdered by a comedian, pretty high. It's pretty high. Because that's who I'm around.
Welcome back to Laughs. Now, I would not be totally lying if I said this was the funniest show in the history of television. Okay, I might be stretching the truth a little bit, but it's good. Here's more.
I grew up in a really safe place, like a tiny town where there was nothing going on. There was no crime at all, but it was boring. There was no diversity. I had one black kid in my graduating class in high school, and that was it. And no one did anything wrong, especially not him. He was way too identifiable. If he committed a crime and someone had to describe him, it'd be a wrap. They'd be like, yeah, he was 5'11", 190 pounds, black. The cops would be like, Brian? It's 100% Brian. No one else fits that description.
I'll tell you this, it might scare some of you guys. I'm in a gang. Anybody else in a gang? Of course not. Don't be afraid when I'm in a gang. You might be familiar with my gang. My name of my gang is NWA. For those that don't know what that is, that's with asthma. That's my clique right there. It's our gang sign. That's how I survive in the streets. I can't breathe in these streets. Puff, puff, pass. Puff, puff, pass. I need that. It's weird being black with asthma. I can't play full court basketball games, only half court. Sucks. Worst asthma attack I've ever had in my life came when I was 16 years old. You'd be like, what happened? Were you getting chased by the cops? What happened? That almost gave you the worst asthma attack. What happened was I was having sex for the first time. My mother didn't tell me there's proper breathing for sex. She didn't hand me a condom and go, hey, make sure you wrap up. And oh yeah, bring your inhaler. It's gonna get dicey in there.
All right, now I can get to the real stuff I want to talk about. I'm tired of Q-tips acting like they're so special. If you look on the back of a box of Q-tips, it says all the different ways that you can use Q-tips, like they're this amazing, versatile bathroom instrument. They got like all these different pictures of how they want you to use them. Like there's a girl using a Q-tip to remove her eye makeup, and there's a guy that's using a Q-tip to clean a keyboard. It's like, oh, someone else that can't aim. That one's actually come in very handy for me. I never thought about that. I'm saving a ton of money on keyboards. And then my favorite picture is just a picture of someone rubbing a Q-tip on a baby's head, and I have no idea what they're trying to accomplish. They're like checking the soft spot, like, whew, that went right in. That baby's not done. There's a better way to do that. And then in little tiny letters at the bottom of a box of Q-tips, it says, if you use Q-tips on your ears, please do not insert them into your ear canal. Come on, Q-tips. You know what we're here for. Like, I'll play by your rules for a little bit. Like, I'll start up here like, oh, yeah, you like this up here, Q-tip? Yeah. That's good, right? And then kind of slowly move down, like, ooh, maybe I need to get up in here. But again, this is not what we use Q-tips for, but I gotcha. Then you slowly glide the Q-tip over the opening, and the Q-tip's like, no, that's against the rules. And then you just let it hover there for a while, just waiting patiently until the Q-tip's like, put it in. And then before you know it, you go too deep and you got an infection. Right, you guys know how to use Q-tips.
Bitter breakups, racism, deep psychological damage. That's right, we cover all the topics that make you laugh. And when we come back, we got one more. Stay tuned, it's The Last Laugh. This is it, one last chance to escape your soul-crushing reality. It's The Last Laugh.
You know what I really wanted to be for a comedian? I wanted to be a rapper, hip-hop artist. Thank you for all your support. Wow. Yeah, I wanted to be a rapper in the worst way, man. Not even for all the money and the accolades. I wanted to be a rapper because I just loved how much freedom they had. Like, I was at a rap concert once where a dude flashed a gun at the audience, and they all just cheered him on. They had been watching him smoke weed for an hour and a half straight. Nobody was upset. They were like, yeah, go ahead and brandish that weapon you're probably gonna hit one of us in the crowd with. There's kids here, that's awesome. That's power, man. You know how easy this job would be if I could bring a gun up here right now? I don't even feel like telling jokes. How about y'all entertain me for a little bit, huh? Yeah. When I get to 5, everybody better be naked. You understand me? When I get to 6, you turn to the person next to you, you start laughing at each other so you know what it feels like to be vulnerable while somebody laughs in your face. Congratulations. You are all comedians now.
All right, that's our show. Thanks so much for watching. We will see you next week. Jazz hands. You know, I really don't make enough money to do this. Hey, Baldrick. Do we really think someone's gonna be named Baldrick? On the internet? Whatever. Hey, Baldrick, you should subscribe. We'll just cut all these up and maybe some of the names will match. Cool? Yeah. Oh yeah, subscribe, Baldrick. Do it. What else are you doing? Collecting stones?